Morning. Well, big day's arrived. Here I am in my room. Things on the hammer. Good daytime TV. Um, so yesterday was scan day. It was a really long day because we drove up as well. And then had the scan, having been dropped off at the hospital, and then the clinic was running very late, so I got seen about 2 hours later than I should have been. So I got seen about 5 o'clock, and there was a bit of a spanner thrown in the works, which we didn't expect. I hadn't been scanned for a little while, and unfortunately the scan threw up the fact that the cancer has spread to my brain, which is a real blow. It's not the end of the world, but it's definitely a big blow, and puts it changes things a little bit. The plan isn't necessarily going to be the same plan, so they didn't have the full radiology report. They only had part of it, because it takes a little while for them to do a full report. But I think there's a number of brain mets, and at the minute on the CT scan, the largest one was about 6 millimeters. Now, a CT scan isn't as accurate as an MRI, so the plan is that I have an MRI to see exactly what's going on and how big things are. If they find that any of the brain mets are over 1 centimetre, then that puts TILs in. That stops TILs for now, because actually what they need to do is get the brain mets under control if they can. So right now we're going ahead with the plan for TILs. I'm still in the hospital. I'm still going to have a PICC line, probably start chemotherapy. So we're forging ahead with the plan, but we might have to stop and have a rethink. I think there's a number of options available. None of them are fantastic. I've got to admit I don't know a huge amount about it. However, when melanoma spreads to the brain, your chances of surviving are not so good. They're not good anyhow with melanoma. Don't be under any illusion that skin cancer is a safe cancer. I'm not going to turn around and say one cancer is worse than another cancer, but skin cancer is a very tricky one. It hides, it tricks the immune system. Little bits float off and stay dormant in your system for a long time. It's very difficult to treat. There are lots more treatments now than there were, but again, as I think I've said in some of my blogs, none of them are real cures. Even TILs isn't a cure. You might have to have TILs again. So yeah, I was a bit in a blur when I walked out of the hospital. Walked across the road, and the pavements here are a little bit uneven, and went a complete cropper, very embarrassingly. Must have done a bit of a roll, completely snapped my ankle. Having sort of looked down as it was happening, it was all at a complete angle, but then managed to relocate itself quite well. Some lovely people. I've got to say, everybody that I've met here in Manchester has been lovely, but some lovely people stopped and were going to call me an ambulance. No, don't call me an ambulance. So in the end, it was agreed that they wouldn't call me an ambulance, but one of them gave me a lift round the corner to assist me getting home rather than me walking. I can walk on it, but oh my god, it's painful. And I managed to scratch my hand at the same time, hurt my shoulder. So I don't know what's worse. I think my ankle's worse than my brain mets, to be honest. Puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? So yesterday evening the kids were all very excited because we'd promised them we'd go out to Pizza Express. Don't think either of us felt particularly like Pizza Express, but off we trundled to Pizza Express and they had a really good time. They got some chef's hats, so they'd drawn on those. So there was Chef Boan, and Paddy actually ate some pasta. Paddy's my 4-year-old stepson, and he doesn't eat anything unless it's a jam sandwich. But we've managed to persuade him recently to eat a few more things. I've sat down with him and had a little one-to-one, and since that point he seems to be trying a few more things. So the other day he actually tried some broccoli, pulled a face, told me it was watery, and then the only way I could get him to swallow it was with a drink of water, ironically. So it became even more watery. So yeah, went to Pizza Express, had something to eat because I hadn't really eaten all day. And then went to bed. Everybody went to bed at the same time. Poor Sarah was really upset. I think I'd drifted off to sleep and she was set up Facebook surfing but having a few tears. And then I woke up because my ankle was hurting about 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and suddenly got hit by it, got all upset, woke Sarah up all in a bit of a fit of the tears. Yeah, so as you can see, still got them now. But it is what it is. So positivity today. We need a plan. Hopefully we'll get a plan. If we don't get a plan today, it'll be over the next couple of days, but we forge on with the chemo and the tills. I don't really know how I feel up until this point. Up until this point, I'd felt pretty positive. And it's not that I don't feel positive, it's just things have changed. When you get some bad news, each time you get bad news, it takes a few days to just come to terms with it, I suppose. And I will come to terms with it because I have to. I don't have a choice, but it just takes a little while, and it affects lots of things. So it was one of the things I said I didn't really want. If anything, please don't let that happen. But it has. But it affects lots of things like driving. I can't drive now. There's an automatic ban on driving, and so we just take that for granted, don't we? Take for granted the fact that we can drive and get everywhere. And now that's gone. So simple things like the school run or taking the dogs to the beach, those things have been taken away. So yeah, I feel numb, I think is probably the best way. A little bit emotional and just, I don't know, as if I'm not in the world. So a few people know. I haven't told my mum yet because she's coming up and I didn't want to upset her before travelling, so I've got her to tell later. It's really weird. Somebody had posted, I think yesterday, about guilt on a closed forum that I belong to on Facebook, and you do feel guilty. I feel guilty for everything. I feel guilty if I'm having a sleep, guilty for not having any energy. It's really weird, this sense of guilt, because if it were the other way round, I'd be like, well, don't be so stupid, don't feel guilty for these things. But I do feel guilty when I have a bad scan because of the upset it causes other people, and I'm the person that has caused that upset. It's weird, isn't it? I guess it's a human reaction, but it's weird how, as a patient, you're the one that's feeling guilty that you might have upset people, or guilty that you've had a bad scan. Weird, I can't explain it, it's just, it is what it is, and other people have felt that way as well. I'm not alone. Oh yeah. Sorry, was interrupted. Yeah, we were talking about guilt. Anyway, just been weighed, and yesterday I was 2 kilos heavier than today. How does that happen? Different scales? I liked the scales from today. If I had a choice, I'd go on the scales from today. Maybe they can work around the hospital and find me a scales in which I'm maybe even 5 kilos lighter. That would be nice. Having put on weight, I think I'm going to put on weight over the next few weeks as well, which is another devastating blow, and we're going to be puffy faced. Oh, my good looks, they're gonna go. It's not on, is it? All of this to deal with, and then your good looks go as well. Anyway, I think that's probably enough for one little blog. I'm probably going to blog later when I know a bit more about things. I hope it's not been too upsetting, a blog, but it is what it is, and if you don't like watching, then I guess you don't have to. Anyway, the one thing I wanted to say is thank you to everybody that is supporting me. Your support is amazing, and if I could recover and get better with the positivity and love that everybody is sending me, then I'll be better by now. But it doesn't work that way, does it? We'll speak later. Bye.